Hi, my name is Yvonne Souza, and the title of my persuasive speech today is Plastic Water Bottles, Just Say No. My purpose today is to inform you a little bit about plastic water bottles and their potential danger and risks to our bodies as well as to our environment, in the hopes that you might reconsider purchasing them. Plastic's everywhere, from the chairs we sit in, the computers we use for school, even the camera we're using today. The food products that we use every day, a lot of them are in plastic. We cook in plastic. And usually we don't think much of it. I know for our family, we have 10 people, 10 children, and plastic was an everyday thing. Throwing a water bottle in a lunch bag, putting a sandwich in a plastic baggie. I never thought about it until I did a little research about the effects and the potential harm of plastic. I'd like to share a little bit with you today on that. Plastic was once a medical marvel. Made procedures less expensive, more accessible, and all in all, it was cleaner. That medical marvel is soon becoming an environmental and physical nightmare. Let's take a moment to discuss plastic and its potential harm to our environment. There will be 30 billion plastic water bottles sold in the United States this year alone. That's a lot. That's enough plastic to circle the equator 100 times over. Out of those 30 billion, 8 out of every 10 will end up in a landfill. For every ton of plastic, it will take 7.4 cubic yards of land to house it until it chemically breaks down, which is a whole Pandora's box due to the chemicals that will be in our soil and in our water supply, but we'll get into that in a minute. Plastic is made to last. Plastic in a landfill can last anywhere from 400 to 1,000 years before it chemically breaks down. If we're using 30 billion bottles a year, and it takes 1,000 years for each of them to break down, the effects are mind-boggling. So we know now that plastic is no good for our environment. Let's discuss why it's no good for our bodies. Plastic contains a chemical called bisphenol A, also known as BPA. It's a chemical that breaks down quickly, or leaches, into our water supply, our food supply, and into our bodies through the containers that we use. When we cook in plastic, when we drink from water bottles that have been on a shelf for years, because there is no shelf life on those, so they can be on there for years before you consume them. That absorbs into our bodies. Now, BPA affects us much like the hormone estrogen. It's not the hormone estrogen, so it affects us adversely. The Public Library of Science, in their article from January 13th of this year, the name of the article was Association of Urinary BPA with Heart Disease. In that article, they found that there was a high concentration of the chemical BPA in urine output in adults. This chemical can cause things such as diabetes, heart disease, and liver enzyme problems. This is just in adults. Now, Professor of Biology from Columbia University, Professor Frederick Van Sal, who has studied PBA and the effects for years, has said that the effects of BPA on infants or even unborn children causes abnormal genetic mutations into these children, and that women who are pregnant should avoid this at all costs. In 2007, the National Institute of Health, along with the National Toxicology Program and the FDA, all voiced concerns about the effects of BPA on human brain development and on health, and that's being looked into further. So today, I've shared some disturbing facts about potential of water bottles and what they can do to our bodies and to our environments. We as people have a responsibility to leave our children with a clean world, leave our bodies healthy. How can we do that? Well, the first thing we can do is stop putting those water bottles in our carts. Let the producers of those water bottles know that we will not purchase them until they take efforts to make a more productive, more positive product that we can feel good about giving to our families. Thank you.